Okay, so for me, it's a difficult battle because on one hand, you have Satsuma, who is like a clan member of mine and a very nice guy. And on the other hand, you have Ice Power, who is like one of my first viewers and also a very good friend of mine. So, I mean, it would be kind of hard to like choose between the two of them, but then I remember that I love seeing Ice Power getting bullied. So,
Oh,
fuck Ice Power. I hope he loses.
wow. There you have it, guys. Completely unbiased caster with me. So I guess you want to go over Ice Power in his Empire army then, right?
Exactly. That's the dream of my life. Okay, let's see what he brought. Oh, I look at it and already I'm like, this is a subpar army by a subpar player.
Okay.
uh, I'm gonna stop there before people think I'm serious.
Not a bad
Okay, so
idea.
you have 2 units of flagellants, a unit of Sigmar Suns, yeah, front line of like Spearman and Swordman. You have 1, 2, 3 units of handgunners, and gunners are gonna be necessary for like enemy trolls, which against Satsuma you might not see because Satsuma doesn't like the stone blob. But against and everything like Black Orcs, Skirmish Cav, they are very good. You have a bit of Cav with 3 units of Knights of the Blazing Sun, again, good against Troll, and their charge bonus is excellent and allow them to run over pretty much everything. A Bright Wizard with Cascading Cloak, Fireball, and Burning Head, and Volky Boy. Volky Boy with Banishment and his 3 buffs and the what's the word? His 3 prayers and the
Okay.
banishment. So yeah, pretty straightforward army. I think it's an army that is more or less made to fight against the Grom blob.
Yep.
But knowing Satsuma, I haven't known him that long, but knowing Satsuma a bit, that's probably not what Satsuma brought.
No.
Um,
Satsuma is a unique player, and that's why he's always been one of my favorite Greenskins players since he came on the scene. And I'll cover this Greenskin army right now, which is quite beautiful in my opinion. And you're right on the money. No trolls. He used to bring trolls when there wasn't stone trolls, but now it looks like he's going to opt for Orc Boar Boy Biggins. So starting with the infantry, though, we're going to see Orc Boys up front. Looks like 1, 2, 3 of them. And then we're going to have Orc Biggins, 4 of them, backing him up in a checkerboard formation. Now we're also going to be seeing Orc Boar Boys continuing the Maniple formation with Orc Boar Boy Biggins in the rear along with the 8 Peak Loonies, I believe. Yep. And then we're going to be looking at a hero squad consisting of a Goblin Big Boss, a Orc Shaman with Brainburster and Gaze of Mork, and then we're going to have Skarsnik with the fermented fungi, Spider the Bad Moon, and anything else that we're missing? Oh yeah, the skirmishers, duh. 2 Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers, another 2 on the other flank, and then some Wolf Rider archers.
yeah, this is one of the few matchups where Grom isn't an auto-include. Like Skarsnik is someone you see quite often in that matchup. So I guess yeah, this is. But you have to appreciate Satsuma for not going for the just. Oh well, I'm gonna go for Bob. Since I won't bring Grom. I'm going to go for the Black or Big Boss and 3 stone trolls. You know, like it's nice to see a bit of variety in the Greenskins army.
Yes, he's always made very. His armies have his personality stamp on them. I'll put him that way. It's like, yep, that's a Satsuma army. Not what you're used to seeing. Now,
Exactly. I mean, there's no Vindictive Glare either with the little Goblin Shaman. You have no Hag. I mean, this is very particular.
it is indeed, and I was for a second there thinking there was lag, but then I realized everybody's just walking. Nothing's lagging that I can see, or
No, yeah, I think it's fine.
yeah, no, it looks great
Um,
actually. I just realized both of these players are like really cautious. Like the greenskin players literally just walking to get in position, which I like to see here from Satsuma and from Ice Power Total War. I think both these players recognize that they cannot underestimate their opponent, and so looks like so far we're not going to be seeing any crazy dive-in mistakes or anything.
No, and I think Satsuma, as much as he can, is trying to keep his main force on the hill and draw Ice Power's army to fight uphill. So he's gonna try to use his skirmish cav as much as he can to do that, while Ice Power is trying to do the opposite, using the superior range of the Endgunners to force the engagement
Yeah.
to be like in the plane.
Yeah.
Even though right now he has to accept to advance
Yeah.
a bit, which.
I mean, I'm curious because I think the big thing here is like Orc Shaman with Gaze of Mort can, threaten the Bright Wizard, can blow up
Yes.
flagellants like he just did with that Brain Burster. I mean, the Bright Wizard can also threaten him with the Fireball, but I just feel like you're right that the Greenskins with the mobility element are going to be able to poke and prod the Empire to where it's not going to be worth it just to sit still.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the explosions in the flagellants have been pretty good. Have they lost a lot of mana? No, it's just HP damage for now, but still, yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
I mean, honestly, the Endgunners have been like pretty good so far at pushing back the Forest Goblin, Spider Rider, Archers.
Yeah. Well, they're an excellent pick, like you can't dodge bullets and they outrange them, so actually
Yeah,
kind
exactly.
of happy to see this foresight here. Another Brain Burster on top of the flagellants.
Yeah.
Man.
And this time they lost 16 models. Yeah, they are reaching the point in terms of HP where you lose models and not just not just HP per model.
Exactly. And there was no healing on this besides Volkmar for the Empire, correct? Yeah, just seeing.
Yeah, no, definitely. Though it's interesting, like, I mean, Brand Bursta isn't that expensive, but at the end of the day, are the flagellants like really the target you want? I mean, I'm not saying it isn't, but do you want to use most of your magic to like kill that one unit of flagellants? I guess.
No,
I guess it makes.
I'm very surprised we haven't seen the Gaze of Mork on the Bright Wizard yet.
Yeah.
Maybe, do you know differently? Like, it seems like that would be a pretty ideal target.
I mean, yeah, and honestly, as the Empire, I would have fireballed either the Goblin Big Boss or the Orc Shaman. But yeah, if they want to be conservative with their magic, maybe that's the one theory I have right now.
I think, maybe he's just like really thinking he needs to save it for Burning Heads because the infantry fight is definitely looking daunting for the Empire. I mean, they have the Knights of the Blazing Sun, so they can cycle charge, but this Greenskin army is so high in numbers and, with a decent amount of cavalry that it's going to be hard for them to cycle in and out.
Yeah, there is a Burning Head right now upgraded. We have this one taking care of 2 units of 1 unit of our boys, and these big guns have also taken that right there.
Yeah, they were taking that charge to the face too from the Knights of Blazing Sun, and
oh, there was a Gaze of Mort in the Bright Wizard, complete miss. So that's not great.
Seen a lot of misses today during the stream. Marcus Wolfhart and now the Goblin Shaman with his missiles. So my apologies for the bad advice, Orc Shaman. You shouldn't have targeted the wizard.
Yeah, exactly. He was very right. Oh, this explosion was perfect.
Yeah, I got both of those units.
Yeah. In terms of cavalry, how are the Knights of the Blazing Sun faring? One is at half HP, the other. Yeah, they are pretty okay in terms of HP on the cav. I think the engagements have been better for them than for the Greenskin cav, honestly.
Yeah, no, completely agree. You see some of the Greenskins making progress, but across the board it looks like the Empire Blazing Knights are really holding together.
And there's another fireball of Burning Head on the side. Oh, I mean, not the best. It did a lot of damage to these spearmen, to these swordsmen. I don't think it was worth it at the end of the day.
No, that one was pretty bad. I mean, we are finally seeing what looks like the Forest Goblin Spider Riders in the rear and stuff actually rush in, which it looks like they're getting some good damage down on top of these handguns. I don't know if they're going to be able to really capitalize on it. It looks like Skarsnik and the Goblin Big Boss and everybody else is on the other side, and they're trying to get a break in the Empire line, but Volkmar is just holding everything together.
Yeah, they tried to go for Zenith stabbing on Volkmar and actually tried to gun him with Skarsnik and but he was too swift and managed to escape. And now, I mean, yeah, this is still too early to call, I think, on both sides. But IcePower holding firm. Nice bombardment right there. And the thing is, I mean, every second that passes, at some point you're like, okay, everything that dies is something that was a bit needed to kill Volkmar. Like Skarsnik can do it, but yeah. The more it advances, like Volkmar is taking a lot of damage right now, and he doesn't want that. But...
No, yeah, I mean, you can't underestimate Skarsnik with the Goblin Big Boss, but I mean, I agree it's too early to call, but I have to say that, yeah, you're right. The Empire is looking much stronger to me than the Greenskins right now, because they still have some cavalry on the field, which means they're not hamstrung in terms of mobility. And I don't know if they need the handgunners to win this.
And there's a nice banishment in those beacons. Yeah, that's when it's gonna hurt. The Sigmar Sons and I think they need to like reorganize a bit, because I think like Sigmar Sons and Flagellants are a really good place for Volkmar to be on, rather than on the other side where it's kind of crumbling at the moment.
Looks like some of the Knights of the Blazing Sun got into a questionable engagement, but it's opening up a big charge for this other unit of Knights of the Blazing Sun, and I think that might break a ton of these Greenskins right now.
Yeah, but big thing happening, fermented fungi, and then it's stabbing on the Bright Wizard, so the Bright Wizard has been surrounded, and it might be the end of that guy, so no more magic probably for the Empire. They shouldn't let him go.
Wow, that's a big play. I don't know if I agree that he's sending all this infantry in here after Volkmar right now. I kind of think he should just stick with the leadership and go after the Bright Wizard.
He's letting him go.
Oh, no!
I guess he's at minus 46 leadership. He shouldn't come back. I mean, I've seen units come back from things like that, but he shouldn't. But yeah, now the entire cav of the Greenskins is out of commission right now. The Orb Bubble Beacons, the Orb Boy. You still have a relatively healthy Knight of the Blazing Sun.
Yeah. I mean, you have Skarsnik. Yeah, I just don't, I don't see Skarsnik pulling it off from here. I'm being frank,
I mean, a one-on-one on Volkmar, yes, but the difference is that Volkmar could beat Skarsnik in the right condition one-on-one and carry the game if he's like outnumbered. Skarsnik can't carry if he's outnumbered. Like, against Sigmar Sons and Flagellants, he's gonna take a lot of damage on the long run.
Yeah, his leadership just won't hold, and you got an unbreakable religious zealot riding around on a chariot, so...
Yeah, exactly. And there is gonna be like a... Yeah, the last unit that was holding with them was the Light Goblins, and they're probably gonna die from the Soulfire bombardment.
That looks like it's gonna be a GG happy.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I think IcePower is going to be very happy with that one, because it's taking care of your enemy main faction, the faction Satsuma is so known for, while winning with not your best faction. I mean, it is decent with Empire, of course, but I'd say that IcePower is better with obviously Dark Elves and even arguably Britannia than he is with Empire.
Well, you wouldn't guess that by watching this battle. It was very well played, well built Empire army.
Yeah, I think it's the I really think that IcePower gets better every time you like insult and belittles him, and he survives on salt and anger. And I started the battle by saying his army was terrible, which obviously made him win. I'd ask him for like half of the gains if he wins the tournament.
Yeah, you should definitely get some of the prize money, because yeah, he couldn't have done it without you shit talking him.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, this was very good from IcePower. The Knights of the Blazing Sun have really carried their. It's Vicioussatsuma.
Oh, my bad. That's what it is. I was the one who lost him the battle. I misspelled his name. Oh, no. He didn't know who he was because the scoreboard was wrong. He was so confused. I take full responsibility. I think we need to have a rematch. Look at the Knights of the... Knights of the Blazing Sun really getting good value there. Handguns
Yeah.
doing well too. Man, well played to both players, but yeah, that frontline engagement just did not go well for the Greenskins.
Was talking with the players today, and like since it's such a high stake tournament in terms of like recognition, fame, and prize pool, let's be honest, people are taking so long to pick their armies. Like
Well,
especially if
yeah,
they are like one or two battles down. Like they always do that. It's always a struggle to make them pick their army fast. But in the WWC, I've seen like I was watching them. You can see them like, oh, I want that with a dragon prince. Oh no, actually, I'm gonna take two silver rings. No, I'm gonna take a dragon prince, and they do that like 3 or 4 times in a row. And I'm as a caster just watching it happen, powerless, knowing that it's gonna be 15 minutes before anything happen again. And I'm
well,
like, chat is gonna leave. Just
chat's
they are
gonna.
not here for this.
You know, you gotta have faith in the chat. They'll stick around. Based on stats I watch, oftentimes viewers are consistent. But yeah, at least in this tournament setting, I'm all with you though. Give them some space. We've never had a tournament with this much money on the line. You know, getting close to $5,000 now. So, you know, it's also the same with the schedule. It's like I want to tell you to wait for me, but I also don't want to make you wait until 10 o'clock at night your time to play because you want to be playing at
Exactly.
your top performance when there's this much money on the line. So have no fear,
Yeah,
though. The
exactly.
Twitty, Conway, and Slayer going to send me the replays, and I will cast those so we don't miss that on in the action. But happy
Uh,
puppy, Greenskins or Vampire Coast? Go.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I can't deal with more greenskins. Like I just want them out of the game. So please, don't force me to go over their army. I just can't.
You got it. Coast it is.
Okay,
Wait,
thank you. So yeah, okay. So for cost, you have the four deck droppers. Deck droppers are they were meta, then they weren't. Now they are again. I don't actually know if they were buffed or if it's just like people are using it them more because someone like took the like rediscovered them. Um, but so yeah, they are gonna go around trying to snipe, for example, that sweet orc shaman or things like that. Maybe even well, Grom will be a tough target for them. But yeah, the little goblin shaman and the orc shaman are perfect for the deck droppers to be sniping, and they also can. They are like a skirmish cav for the vampire rats, and skirmish cam is always good. The famous double crab gunnery white that we see everywhere now with scab sprays and more powder. They can snipe Grom very efficiently. And also, I mean, they are crabs. They fight decently in melee. They are here to kill Grom. And they can give even more ammunition to, I mean, either themselves to kill the hero squad, Nocti Boy, or the deck droppers. I mean, there the gunning potential with more powder is very good. You have 2 units of zombie pirate gunnery mobs just to open fire on, like, for example, savage orcs or anything that doesn't have a shield. And yeah, the rest of it is just basically a box with a few Deccan mobs, a few bombers, some pole arms, and Noctilus with summon, Raystorm, more summons, and Nehek. So pretty normal army, I'd say.
yeah, looks like the Night Goblin Shaman already taking a lot of
Yep.
damage. So we'll start with him, since he may not be here much longer, with Vindictive Glare and nothing else. Gonna have a whole lot of Savage Orcs, it looks like. Gonna have 3 on that flank that I can see, and then we're gonna have, what is this, Orc Boys on the other side, with 3 of them in total. We got Savage Orc Air Boys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 with the Rusty Airs. We also have some Orc Air Boys on the far left flank, as well as the right flank. So Squig Hopper's going to have at least 3 of them on the field. 8 Peak Loonies going on the far left flank, and then we have Grom the Paunch, and that's going to round it out. So here comes the combat. What have I missed?
Well, honestly, for now, not much deck droppers. I've been doing a good job lowering the HP of the Night Goblin Shaman, which makes sure that at this point, the Night Goblin Shaman can't really afford. Oh, nice cap sprays. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, not the best, but decent. Um, Now the Night Goblin Shaman can't overcast Vindictive Glare, and that's at least that. Because if he does, he'd probably rout. So yeah, at least that was the thing. He's not dead, but it wasn't for nothing. nice fire on these deck droppers. They probably want to start retreating before they lose too many models.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. These bombers are going to have a field day against Savage Orcs, but we'll see how this goes. It looks like the bombers are pushing out now, and the greenskins are actually pulling back.
Yeah, the one thing I'm not quite sure is why Satsuma used the zombie pirate gunnery mob forward, because he actually had to retreat them. If he didn't want to lose them, he had to retreat them before they even shoot once to like go back to his line, and he did that. And so I don't know what, maybe he was expecting something to shoot at, like skirmish cav at the beginning. Oh,
Yeah, nice vindictive glare, doing some good damage.
yep. And yeah, so many archers. Oh, nice explosion too.
Yeah, I have to say, these archers, greenskins are playing it right. He's not letting the bombers get on top of his infantry. He's pushing forward his archers that outrange him, and he's shooting them to death, and then he's going to follow up with the infantry charge, and that's how he has to play this.
Yeah, and Ray Storm and Grum that is like completely standing still. But even if it did decent damage, but Grum will heal through it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And now Nautilus, I mean, he needs to be super careful with the thundering armor of the Rusty Earth. Yeah, nice
He's
summon,
in a very bad spot, because, I mean, look, the range of those archers goes all the way back here. Even if he starts running now, I don't know if he's going to... He may still go down. He is seriously underestimating the firepower of the greenskins right now, it seems.
I mean, he has been using some summons, so he has been forcing some of the enemy archers to stop shooting. But yeah, Nautilus is dead. I think he's gonna take a vindictive glare. He's at 900 HP, 500, 400, and there is a lag spike just to see. Oh, what a wonderful explosion! Thank you, lag spike. We needed to see it in slow motion.
That was very well placed vindictive glare. Greenskins are playing this really well, and right now Ice Power looks like he may be on a roll. I'm struggling to see how the Vampire Coast brings this back without Noctilus on the field.
Yeah, the Scab's Grace has been helping for sure for Satsuma. What's left? You have the two crabs, right? And some infantry that's gonna lose.
And some Bellbat, I mean, deck droppers, but that's it. Like,
yeah,
they're about out of ammunition, some of them.
Exactly, and I mean, the enemy archers are not out of ammunition, so you can't even fight the greenskins by hoping that, oh yeah, the archers don't do anything. Like, at this point, they're just gonna like... They're gonna keep shooting, and they can kill everything in the enemy army. There is no more summons. Yeah. Satsuma is calling it.
He is calling it there, and we're going to see a 2-0 lead in pretty quick succession there to Ice Power. Oh, here we go. The battle's loaded up.
Oh, good. I didn't even know it started. Okay.
They're still loading in, but here they are now. And I'll make the executive decision, and I'll just go over the Skaven real quick.
Oh, yeah, have fun.
I'll have so much fun going over these rats, and we got Skaven Slave Spears. We got Clan Rat Spears. Looks like 1, 2, 3 of them that have counted so far. 2 more Clan Rats, another Skaven Slave Spear. Holy Night Runners. I love to see this. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 Night Runners. 2 Wolf Rats with Poison. I'm going to have 4 Rat Ogres. Excuse me. And then we are also going to be looking at an Assassin. Going to be bringing Hunter of Champions, or Assassin's Trophy, and the Rival High Talisman.
Yeah, of Champions, why not?
Yeah, why not? And then we have the Plague Priest over here with Urannon's Thunderbolt and Earthblood. No, I kid.
Exactly,
yeah, Vermintide and Pestilent Breath with the Scrying Stone. Now, what does our Dark Elf player have for us?
Wait, you also have a Glacier of Ruin, just so you know, with the dreaded 13.
Oh my goodness.
There's 2 decks actually.
Wait,
and yeah,
that's a roll break, right?
No, it's
one
of them
never
is
mind.
Egg and the other is Ruin.
You're right.
It's not super weapons.
No, you're right. I thought it was Doom Bells, but then I came and checked. It's not. So Howling Warpgale and the dreaded 13th spell.
Yeah. And now Yeah, it's oh my god, it's such an ice power army. I haven't seen anything more ice powery than this. So you have 2 units of Scourgeoner Chariots, a front line of whatever, um, Slanish's Harvester, 4 units of Dark Riders, 2 with shield, 2 without, Morathi, Momrathi with just Soul Stealer and her the wand and the 2 debuffs and 2 feral manticores. This is ice power. You look at this, and you could bring that almost this exact army in all matchups. It's Morathi, the double manticore, some sergeants, chariots, lots of dark riders, and like crappy infantry.
Yeah, I mean, not even really any good cavalry besides the Slaneshi's Harvesters, just relying on the numbers and
Yeah,
I guess the damage from Marathi and the Feral Manticore,
yeah.
anti-infantry with the Scourge Runners.
And I mean, against Gavens, you don't need to bring like a Cold One Knight because you don't need the armor piercing at all. And honestly, the charge of the Dark Riders with shields allow them to trade cost effectively into hounds and into rat ogres. So yeah, but yeah, this is aggressively ice power. Like if you didn't tell me it was ice power and I just arrived here, I would say this is ice power. I've never seen anything more ice power.
Gotta love somebody who has style.
Yeah, yeah, he has definitely a personality with his dark elves. And I can say now, okay, I've been like holding back to support my clansmate, but given the fact that it's a 2-0 right now for Ice Power, I can support my clansmate and just say it's because I want to see a reverse sweep for content.
I do like Zero's post in the chat. Remind me to take 2 Hell Pit Abominations and 4 Rat Ogres versus Ice Power. I think that would be a tough thing for Ice Power to deal with
Yeah,
2 Manticores. But they
yeah,
can do surprisingly well against them because they don't have armor to deal with.
yeah, and also like you have to remember that Morathi, she with the -18 melee attack that she gives around her, like it almost negates most anti-large units anti-large. Like the heavy probably has something like 25, which is like not completely negated, but somewhat negated. So it's not as crazy as it should be against Manticores.
Yeah.
It's still very good, but 2 Manticores plus Morathi can take care of a big Bretta.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think of the Skaven army, Happy Puppy? I'm curious to see how the Night Runners do. I like to see them. They're actually, I think, going to be very effective at countering Feral Manticores if they're used well.
Yep.
And, the Skaven can still use their summons and their 2 lords to win the infantry engagements,
Yeah, no, I think both builds definitely have some this, and I don't like, and also like the Scourgeoners have been using like 40% of their ammunition shooting at Night Runners, and they have killed like 4 models.
Yeah.
You know, so this has been a huge waste of ammunition on Ice Power's part, which is kind of out of character. I'm gonna deny. Like usually he does turn off fire at will and just charge them in melee.
I mean, we just see 3 units of Dark Elves, 2 Dread Spears and a Bleak Sword just routing with very little health. There's only 1 Bleak Sword holding it. I mean, this
And
is...
what did they do? What did that? Fucking Dreaded 13 explosion is just brutal these days.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, they had no chance.
Absolutely love the Dreaded 13th spell.
And the 2 Feral Manticores are stuck in melee, fighting against the Assassin and Rat Ogres. I mean, you also have some Storm Vermin Halberd in the mix. I think Ice Power... I mean, the first engagement, it's not over yet, for sure, but the first engagement have been very brutal for Ice Power.
They have. I mean, he's doing a lot better on his left flank, the Skaven right flank, as you can see, but... yeah, it's still not been without sacrifice, and I have to say this left flank is just going so well for the Skaven and Marathi. Now wavering. Can the Skaven keep her in place? Rat Ogre's getting in. Oh, they missed her! They didn't attack her! Oh.
She's gonna go back into the sky. And she dodges and she's gonna have at least 2 or 3 more Soul Stealers.
Yeah.
Oh,
nice. Oh my goodness, the Soul Stealer goes off.
Yeah, but I'm not sure that it's gonna be enough to save her. Only Wargale also lasts quite a while. it basically counteracted the damages of the healing of the Soul Stealer.
Yeah. I mean, still not over, in my opinion. The battle's getting a lot more even after Marathi was saved, and that was so close. If those Rat Ogres had an attack order on Marathi, I think she would have been dead.
Yeah.
But they just ran right by her.
Yeah, I think one thing that's gonna be important in that end game, because we can almost say already it's an end game with Morathi and the Manticore solo, is the fact that the Plague Priest is still very healthy, so that Mortis Engine effect isn't gonna like disappear anytime soon. And IcePower actually trying to make his infantry retreat right now. I guess is the best choice.
Yeah. No, I mean, unfortunately, these Manticores, as soon as they regroup, they just start rampaging into the Skaven, and that's really hindering their ability to get any value. And
another Soul Stealer.
Oh, that's a beautiful Soul Stealer. Oh, crap.
Yep, 2 units of Rat Ogres. I think the Rat Ogres are the most important units to like get the Soul Stealer. If you get rid of them, you can cycle charge with your cav almost as much as you want.
And it looks like the Rat Ogres are too separated. What's going on here? Yeah, they're going to get caught out now, and IcePower is flipping this battle into his favor.
Yep, and yeah, he's been doing a great job right there. Yeah, never want your units to get separated like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're taking care of 2 units of Nightrunners, these Rat Ogres. Yeah, that was... I don't know what happened to Satsuma right there. Maybe just like the stress of this tournament. I've seen people misplay a lot more than they usually do, and I think it might be just the stress and the pressure of the WWC.
I think you're right on the money. I mean, Storm Vermin coming out again with the Dreaded 13th spell. They need to be over here with the Plague Priest and the Gracier of Ruin. I just don't know.
Yeah, it's a very expensive spell. I mean, it's 20 Winds of Magic, and now, I mean, basically, with the routing unit, the explosion didn't like do the effect of crushing the enemy, and the summon in itself, IcePower can just avoid it if he wants to.
I mean, this battle turned on a dime. There was just 2 key misplays by Satsuma that I've seen where, you know, it allowed him to rout all the Rat Ogres because they were separated from the leadership, and thus that Rat Ogre's not killing Marathi right there, and that's a hard one to, you know, blame him for. That the level of micro required to make sure all the attack orders are put on the right targets is difficult, but yeah.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like when I say they do misplays and things like that, I'm not saying I would do any better, but the thing is, I'm an average tournament player. These guys are the best of the best. We have expectation for them. That's the tough thing when you're the best, you know?
Yeah.
People expect more from them than they would from like a random person on NCCT's ladder.
No, yeah, and I mean, it's just this battle just came so close, but another Soul Stealer, I think, is going to seal the deal.
Yeah, I think, the Brazier is very low at this point, and even the Mortis Engine effect won't be enough to...
But those Plague Priest and Rat Ogre will not stop swinging that bell and furnace.
True. And also, just I want to make it clear that yes, like today, Satsuma loses like 3-0 to IcePower. Doesn't mean like Satsuma is still a top player. He just had like he had a day off. I'm not saying like he needed a day off for IcePower to beat him, but for him to lose 3-0 to IcePower, I think even IcePower to be in a very good day, and Vicioussatsuma needed to be not maybe the best day of his life.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have to agree with you there. But just to reemphasize what you're saying, yeah, he's a top tier player. He's excellent. He has consistently made it to the finals and playoffs of my tournaments that I've been doing for years. And yeah, like you say, it's just sometimes you have an off day and sometimes your opponent has an on day. And this one was very much in Satsuma's hands until Marathi slipped away. And then I think, you know, most importantly after that is, it was in the bag at that point. But as soon as she got away, it became rough. And then as soon as the Rat Ogres got isolated, it was game over.